My heart is heavy over what is happening in Syria right now. If you're watching the news and taking interest in what's going on in the Middle East, you've no doubt seen the reports of growing unrest and the loss of life in Syria. With over 20 million people, Syria represents one of the darkest and least engaged places in the Levant and the Arabian Gulf cluster. Right now we have virtually no access, no sustainable presence or witness inside of Syria. But in the midst of all the bleak reports, there is good news. As Syrian refugees have fled the violence and poured into neighboring countries, we've had some amazing opportunities to meet them at their point of need and share the love of Christ with them through disaster relief efforts.
It's an amazing time because we see people at a place of openness that we've never seen before. And I think that pain and suffering does that. I think it opens the doors of people's heart. There's a vacuum that's there, and we just want to be there with the right message.
Over the past few months, in one area alone, over 12,000 people have heard the gospel. These are people that we've never before had access to and may not have access to if it weren't for the crisis in Syria.
This time is unique in history. We've never had the kind of access to Syrians that we have right now, especially to Syrian women. The men have stayed to fight or to defend their home or to defend their village. And so what we're seeing is huge numbers of women refugees, women and children.
The response we're seeing from these refugees shows that God is stirring among the nations and drawing people to Himself. I look at 20 million inaccessible people and tend to get overwhelmed. But God is bringing people to us whom He's already speaking to. As the Lord burdens your heart for the people of Nain, I would ask two things from you. First, believe. Believe that God is orchestrating the events of our day according to His redemptive purpose. Believe that in these days of chaos and change, there is a harvest like never before in the Middle East. One of our fundamental beliefs in Nain is that the harvest is now. Believe that with us. And the second thing I would ask is pray. Pray that whether in war, peace, or in revolution, that God would be glorified. Pray that doors would open in these most unreached places, Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Pray for fertile soil where the gospel can take root and transform these nations. And pray that God will call out laborers who will count the cost and come into this harvest field.
I would love to see the American church rise up and say, we're going to champion these people. God's given us an open door and we're going to walk through it.